All right, guys, I'm exhausted. I've been working for over an hour trying to get the edge geometry on the Ontario SP-2 survival knife, pilot survival knife, to a place that I am happy with, and I've gotten it up to about here, and I can't do it. I give up. It's not worth it. It's not worth the energy and effort that this tool is taking to get it to work like a knife should, which is cut. This was literally as dull as a butter knife when I got it out of the box. And I experienced this on kind of the original model with the leather handle stacks handle as well. I haven't seen this in the past with other Ontarios. This one and ones like it, it's unusual. I mean, I could literally run my finger up and down the edge when I got it out of the box and it would do nothing. It was a butter knife. It wouldn't cut cord, it wouldn't cut wood, it wouldn't cut cardboard, it wouldn't cut anything. I could literally give it to my kids who are 2 and 4 and have them run around, and outside of just the tip being pointy, they would be totally fine. So that is very disappointing. And I understand the concept of this tool, okay, before we start getting all in arguments and, well, it's really designed for pilots to rip out of a fuselage, and, you know, that's what it was originally intended for. It's not supposed to be super sharp, or you're supposed to be able to, you know, they just kind of send it to you and you're supposed to put the edge on it. I've heard all of that before with other models similar to that. I don't agree. I don't agree. A knife is a knife, and it should at least have some level of edge geometry, enough to do a decent amount of general tasks. I'm not expecting this to be a Mora and cut a bowl for me, you know, carve out a bowl and slash through 1,000 ropes of paracord in one swing. I'm not expecting that out of this knife. I'm not expecting to make the most epic feather sticks ever, you know, made to start a fire with this tool. I understand it's a compact survival knife to help a pilot that has crashed rip out of a fuselage if need be, you know, get going, cut through their seatbelt, you know, and cut out of their parachute cordage. I mean, this could have done none of those things outside of maybe the aluminum siding or steel siding of an aircraft. But other than that, there's nothing that this could have done. I mean, at that point, just give me a freaking like wire cutter trim snip, give me tin snips in my, you know, survival kit to get out of my fuselage, and then give me a knife that actually can cut stuff. And the amount of effort with my Ken Onion work sharpener that I've used on hundreds of knives and put insane convex blades edges on and worked with, it's not doing the job. And I finally got it to a decent level up to here, and then that tip, which again is great for stabbing and prying through a side of a fuselage, and I doubt you're ever going to destroy the tip. I can't get it to cut. Like, still to this point, I'm rubbing on there and nothing. That ain't gonna cut my finger all day, all freaking day. Down here, I might be able to get it, and I was able to get some work done with it up to about 2/3 of the blade. After an hour with a belt-powered sharpener, could I get this thing to work? So you can tell the level of frustration and irritation in my voice. So I will go through some just basic specs, and I am gonna run in a competitive option that's double the price, but you're going to get quadruple the amount of performance out of the box. So USA made, that's a positive. Pretty low price point we'll talk about here in a little bit. Full tank construction with Kraton rubberized handle that's very large, very full. You can grip in multiple positions. Good rubberized guard that's going to be really contoured and comfortable. You can crawl over if you have to, if you could actually get the edge to something of workable use, to do, you know, finer work if you needed to, but still really stop you if you're like in a high stress situation. In multiple scenarios, you're not going to accidentally slide up and hurt yourself. So that's all good. The handle, zero complaints, kind of copies that old school leather stacking, but I actually like the Kraton better because it's just a little bit warmer to the touch and just feels really good. I've never had a problem with a Ontario loosening up or anything like that. Now, the blade is, I believe, about 5.5 inches overall length. Great for this style of blade. You got that buoy clip unsharpened up there. You could potentially, with maybe 3 hours of work, sharpen that into a sharpened edge if that's something that you wanted. You do have serrated back that's not sharp. It's not designed to be sharp, but you could do it for some notching if you wanted to make a notch for like a trigger or trap, say for a claymore mine or something like that, or you know, to catch food if you needed to, or probably help with, again, the cutting out of an aircraft or something like that. I'm sure that wouldn't be a negative thing. So I have no complaints with that back spine. We have a very low saber grind. So that's part of it. And at 0.19, it's a thick blade. Again, I expect that. I expect it to be a compact survival knife. You know, should be great for like a go bag in concept. And if you can get an edge on it, and I have up to here, and then it's going to take probably another hour at least to work on that tip to really get it to something that's usable, and could actually like slice and cut if I had to. You know, it can up to basically my thumb from here to here. It can kind of do it now decently with all that effort, but I argue you should not have to spend that much effort to get it just usable again. Now, the weird thing is these used to come 1095 high carbon. I'm seeing mixed things on Blade HQ. Currently, it says it's 1075. If it's 1075, that's a drop in quality. Toughness, we could argue usually 1075 has better shock resistance than 1095, but less edge retention. So I don't know how long the edge is going to hold up to what I have now done to it. But it was tough as nails. So that's a positive in that regard. And you do have a little bit of a fuller just to help with some balance. And the balance point is probably right behind that guard. Yeah, perfectly right there. And it is rather light and nimble, which is, again, something that you want. That's good. No complaints in that regard. But I would argue I always prefer 1095 over 1075 outside of maybe like a huge chopper. It just makes more sense to me. So it's probably a cost-cutting aspect to drop to 1075 if that is in fact what it's now being made with. It will come with a decent nylon sheath. It does have some PALS webbing attachments on the back, good size belt loop, leg lashing points. It is ambidextrous, so you could swap it right or left. The guard strap rotates right here. You can put that over the guard. You have adjustment on the back handle strap right there. So pretty quiet. Most of that noise is from the paracord actually slapping around. It does have 2 eyelets if you needed a third point of retention for jump ready capability. It's pretty big footprint, but again, at the price, which we'll dive into now, it's decent. And the price that I paid for this guy was about 36 bucks. And they usually go between like $35 and $45 on average. And if the edge geometry and edge, relief edge was worth even its weight or its salt, then it would be great. I mean, that would be a mind-boggling price. I think it would be an amazing tool to throw as a backup survival knife, throw in a go bag, truck knife, you know, gift to possibly someone in the military. And it seems so far to be tough as nails, ergonomic, and you know, bomb-proof, made here in America in that regard, but so bomb-proof that you can't cut anything with it, with tons and tons of elbow grease. And to me, it's just not worth it to put that much effort into this tool, because there are options like this. Here's the Gerber Strong Arm as an example. Now, this is used to be about 55 bucks, now it's usually around like 70. Sometimes you can still find them on sale for that in certain times of the year. Same thickness, same style. The saber grind will be higher, but this thing is 420 high carbon, made right here in the USA, and it is bomb-proof, holds a decent edge, great tip, very robust. You can get them serrated or plain edge. I prefer plain edge. Full tang all the way through. The handle will be slightly thinner than on the Ontario, so sometimes that can be a benefit to have a fatter, thicker knife in that regard. 90-degree spine though, so you can throw sparks really easy as well in that kind of go bag survival knife. Idea polymer, completely ambidextrous sheath with tons of mounting options and just a much smaller footprint, even though it's almost about the same size knife and thickness and all that. And though this again has originally my buddy Peter threw the convex edge on it because I didn't have a convex sharpener at the time, and then it didn't take him very long, and then I did it, and now I can maintain it, and it's wicked sharp. It's almost as fine a cutter as a Mora in the convex edge. I can do really good work with it, and it's easy to tune up in that regard. And out of the box, even with the relief edge, it was not, you know, it wasn't a scanty grind, you know, super precise, but it was totally functional. I mean, you could carve with it, you can cut cardboard with it, you can go through paracord, all those things that you cannot do with this model out of the box and similar models that I've tried in the past. Guys, that's my experience. That's why sometimes it shows that paying extra money sometimes is worth it. Because yes, the Gerber's twice the price, but it is going to outperform this out of the box every time by 100 yards. So that's my experience with the Ontario SP-2 and models from Ontario as well. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, your perspective. I'm sure I'm going to have some people completely disagree, and that is okay. That's partly why we make content like this here at the channel, so that I can hear your guys' thoughts, your perspective. Am I missing it? Are you on board? I always look forward to hearing from you guys. And hopefully, you know, down the line, the relief edges will be changed at the factory, and we can get a usable tool being shipped to the user. Would be fantastic from the SP-2, because other than that, I think it would be a great budget item to throw in a bug out or go bag, or you know, be used in military applications. So thank you guys so much. Check out the other video popping up. I invite you to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber to the channel. Throwing up content like this all the time. You can check us out on social media, and until next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.